Welcome to today's show, everyone. My name is Spencer Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We got a good one for you on today's show. Donald Trump picks his Supreme Court nominee. It's Brett Kavanaugh. We'll take a look at him and how he's already reeks of DC sleaze. Democrats seem to be pretty united on this front, which is very good. And we're going to also be talking today about the CBP, the Border Patrol. Tonight's officials, they're shackling pregnant women and deny them when they miscarry. Oh dear. That'll be a fun one to do. We're also going to be taking a look today at unions and open war against them now as we take a look at the class war going on in this country. The government has missed a big deadline to reunite the families. They got an extension. And finally, the best after the music story I will ever announce. It is Stephen Miller owning himself. It's apparently a great new story. It'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. All right. So anyway, we can maybe get to a few other stories too as well if we really hurry up. That's the important thing. But a lot of our show today is going to be about the newest member of the Donald Trump Supreme Court. Sorry about that. Who happens to be by the name of Brett Kavanaugh. So yeah, we are live today here on this Tuesday morning. So forgive any kind of mistakes for that because we are live. And the last couple ones haven't been live, so I'm just going to make use of it all that. Yeah, you know the deal. So, President Donald Trump announced on Monday that he had selected Brett Kavanaugh, a judge who sits on Anthony Kennedy's soon-to-be vacant Supreme Court seat. Tonight, it is my honor and privilege to announce to fill Justice Anthony Kennedy's soon to be vacant seat. So he said, quote, "Tonight, it is my honor and privilege that I will announce that I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court," Trump said, followed by a standing ovation. The primetime announcement came just 12 days after Anthony Kennedy said he would step down from the bench, where he was widely, if not always, accurately seen as the decisive swing vote between the court's conservative and liberal wings. Judge Kavanaugh, meanwhile, has a reputation for being a hardline conservative whose presence on the bench will decisively shift the court to the right. Mr. President, thank you, Kavanaugh said, who was accompanied by his wife and children. "I'm grateful to you, and I'm humbled by your confidence in me." So all this kind of... He's really what I think he's trying to do here is he's trying to pretty much pull off that same Neil Gorsuch approach of Mr. Nice Guy, but when he gets in there, "Oh, Mr. President, I will not let you down. Like, I will bust unions. I will get rid of abortion. I will give more rights to corporations." And, yeah. So, yeah, you really got to appreciate that a lot. But, yeah, I mean, it recoils the skin to think that this is he's such a big deal here. It's pretty disturbing. So, yeah, Kavanaugh has been considered the front runner for Kennedy's seat. The 52-year-old has served as an appellate judge since 2006. When he was nominated and confirmed under George W. Bush, he's made a name for himself within conservative circles as a staunch supporter of gun rights, an opponent of an abortion. Despite his front-runner status, Kavanaugh's selection had been in jeopardy in part due to his association with the Bush family, with whom President Trump has publicly feuded with for a couple years now. So there is that. But yeah, honestly, when his poppy and mommies at the Federalist Society... His mommies and poppies at the Federal Society tell him to do something. I mean, he's not gonna want to mess around. He doesn't want to mess around. He knows the Federal Society and Heritage Foundation. When he sees them coming the door, he's like, "Oh, I gotta listen to them." I mean, I'm sorry, I gotta listen to them. Yeah, it's very important to get their voices heard because their voices matter more than Americans, actual Americans, according to Donald Trump. So anyway, yeah. Judge Kavanaugh now heads to the Senate for confirmation, where Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already pledged to push through the nominee before the coming midterms in November. Democrats, meanwhile, have used a threat represented by Kavanaugh to Roe v. Wade as their oppositional rallying point, using it to apply pressure to Republican Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski for a potential no vote. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is now going on the attack, saying Kavanaugh puts reproductive rights on the judicial chopping block. Kavanaugh is a Catholic, so he's now talking about religion is very important to him in his speech. So Catholic, really devout Catholic, support of abortion. You don't really hear those two things go together very often. So, so he tweets that out at 9:07 last night, Chuck Schumer did. Chuck Schumer also goes on to say, quote, Brett Kavanaugh argued that the D.C. Circuit Court should consider a claim that the ACA was unconstitutional. His fellow judges described it as a flawed misread of SCOTUS precedent. So, his other judges were taking some dumps on him there, and so Schumer calling him out for that. And then we get 9:21 p.m. Eastern Time. We get a beautiful new tweet from New York Times Opinion. The nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh is to be the next Supreme Court justice is President Trump's finest hour, his classiest move. Wow. All right, who wrote that? Let's see. Akil Reed Amar. He's a professor at Yale Law School. Okay. We're going to really we're gonna like that. So he starts. I just want to dip my toes in this, see how long I can go. This new opinion article from Akil Reed Amar. He published that last night. So the nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh is to be the next Supreme Court is President Donald Trump's finest hour, his classiest move. It's to be the next Supreme Court justice, that is. Last week, the president promised to select someone with impeccable credentials, great intellect, unbiased judgment, and deep reverence for the laws and Constitution of the United States. In picking Judge Kavanaugh, he has done just that. Do you have any possibilities? No, I shouldn't say possible. Do you have any policy positions? Do you have any strong stances on any issues? Because if you waver like that, and if you think if you think you are literally too stupid to live. You're incredibly crazy if you believe that he appointed him to that position. President Donald Trump appointed Judge Kavanaugh to the position because he, quote unquote, has deep reverence for the Constitution. No, he's a strong conservative voice who's a staunch right winger who's going to do anything and everything conservative that Donald Trump wants, and anything that comes up in there, whether it's union busting, whether it's attacking abortion, whether it's stripping away abortion rights, whether it's anything else like that, when it's any other major conservative position that's going to be in the court, he will do it. And that's why it's so important that he's being blocked. But he is blocked. Like Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, we need to camp outside their offices. And the thing is, and the positive thing is, and by the way, we are going to get to this Mitch McConnell statement here. So President Trump has made a superb choice. Brett Kavanaugh is an impressive nominee who is extremely well qualified to serve as an Associate Justice for the Supreme Court of the United States. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said in a statement, "This is an opportunity for senators to put partisanship aside and consider his legal qualifications with the fairness, respect, and seriousness that a Supreme Court nomination ought to command. I didn't read that in my Mitch McConnell voice, but still. Anyway, it's very interesting that Mitch McConnell is talking about an opportunity to put partisanship aside. I need to let that one wash over me there, because there's going to be what's really worth watching for over the next couple of weeks as this whole Supreme Court fight continues, because the vote's going to be very, very quick. What's really going to be interesting to watch is how many more times Mitch McConnell gets incredibly hypocritical, considering what he did with Merrick Garland. Let the partisan, give me a break. Talking about putting partisanship aside. Whoa, that's quite something. It's really quite something that you would say that, McConnell. Wow. It's actually pretty astounding. So anyway, I don't even know anyone that could be that hypocritical. But again, meet Mitch McConnell. I guess that's the thought there, the philosophy. Anyway, yeah. So, wow, taken aback there a little bit by that. Yeah. So he says, I have Heidi Heitkamp says she could see 100% herself signing away the next 30 years to these vultures. She's one of the three Democrats that vote for Neil Gorsuch. She should be on every single Democrat activist's watch list. And I'm talking watch list. You got to keep an eye on these people. Keep an eye on these public statements. Camp outside their offices. Get people from their district, because they're the only people they really need to see attention. Like when you're talking about the Supreme Court, it's bigger than your ass just getting in Congress. I'd take a Republican getting into Congress in your districts if we had a liberal Supreme Court member. Honestly, that would be a trade-off I would be more than willing to make. Yeah, so here is U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp with a big statement here. So, all that changes for me is that we now have a nominee. As I stressed to the president during our 2-week meeting 2 weeks ago, one of the most important jobs. Oh, she met with the president 2 weeks ago. That's disgusting. One of the most important jobs of any U.S. senator is to fully vet any nominee to serve on the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Now, I'll get to work thoroughly to review his record, vet his record, and provide advance advice and consent for filling this vacancy, which is part of my constitutional duty. I take this job incredibly seriously. So here's another good quote here. I understand the importance of position for our judicial system, and our country. I have no doubt that many members of Congress and the outside groups will announce how they stand on this nominee before doing their due diligence. Instead, just take a partisan stance, but that's not how it works. How about you stop attacking people who are better than you, and you actually take a moment to, because just because she acts like his record was sealed in some courthouse somewhere until Trump selected his name as nomination. That's so unbelievably dumb. That does not make any sense, because his name was out there the whole entire time. I'm sorry. And Chuck Schumer says he'll oppose Gorsuch with everything. Sorry, he will oppose Kavanaugh with everything I have. That's pretty good. A good indicator where Kavanaugh stands on one of the most important issues before the Supreme Court, for voter-running journalist and expert Ari Berman. He said the 90-man... so there's a 9-year-old black man in South Carolina. Ari Berman tweets, has been disenfranchised with a GOP voter ID law. Through a GOP voter ID law, and Brett Kavanaugh wrote the opinion upholding the law, so it's not going to be very good on voting rights either. He will be pretty much every conservative that you imagine. The only thing that that's good per se, and I'm not even sure this is good, about Brett Kavanaugh is he's been in the court for a long time, and he's had a lot of court experience. And that's the only thing that's good. He's not going to be your friend, liberals. He is not going to be your friend on any issue. He is going to hand over, if you vote for him, or if you don't vote out anyone who does vote for him in the Democratic side, you're handing your future over to these people. It is disgusting, and we need to really go. Yeah, so we really need to get going. Anyway, yeah. The only living president who might be worse than Donald Trump is weighing in to say Trump is doing a great job. It's George Bush. And Democrats are trying, 2 Republican senators, Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, try to block Trump's nomination. Unsurprisingly, both made non-committal statements tonight, which is good. So they're up to convincing. One Republican who has spoken out against Kavanaugh is so far Libertarian Justin Amash, who called the pick disappointing, particularly with respect to his Fourth Amendment record. Hey, how about that? So him and Senator Rand Paul, the Libertarians, have problems because he has, what do you expect, an awful record when it comes to the NSA. We're going to be getting a lot more into this.